Yo, welcome back, Steve's Retirement Corner. My retirement funds. Inside today, man, it's we're getting a little bit of weather off of that storm out there. Not much, man. A little bit of rain and a little bit of wind, just like a normal rainy day for us. To be honest with you. Speaking of which, I hope everybody left town when they had the opportunity, got out the way of that storm, man. Don't play around with that mess, Doc. It's big and it's mean. It's already done a lot of damage. It's got a long ways to go yet. You know, it's really tearing up North Carolina, man. They got a dam down there about ready to cut loose. And it's just gonna wreak havoc all over the place. I think I just saw on TV where they said there was already been 25 people killed from it. Don't play around with that mess, man. I hope everybody's okay and got out when they could. But anyways, my retirement funds, accounts, whatever it was I said. Hey, in the interest of clearing up any confusion and misunderstanding, I hadn't talked about this in a long time. I figured it'd be a good idea to bring it back up. What got me thinking about it was on that live, somebody had asked me a question, something like how I quit from going hog wild and staying in control of my spending in retirement. And I told him it wasn't, it was kind of hard for me to spend anymore because we concentrate on what's in our checking account. That's what we spend. I got that amount in my checking account because of a daggone, it's just the way we always did things. After years of doing it like that, it was easy and natural for us, you know. We pretty much know what it takes for us to live on. I just split it up by 12 months and come up with a number, you know. It was tried and true, and we double checked it, man. We did the hard work and went line by line on everything before we made any decisions. And so far, it's worked out. Every few years, we have to bump it up $300-400 maybe a month, you know. But generally, year to year, it changes very little. You know, not enough to where we have to increase our budget any, you know. But the thing is, the reason I bring that up is because I'm working my retirement funds the same way. You know, I got a handful of funds. I got or accounts. How's that? Retirement accounts. I got a 401. I got a IRA, just a regular IRA. I got brokerage account, and then I got various cash accounts. You know, CDs, money markets, stuff like that, checking, savings, all that stuff. But as far as we're concerned, whatever's in my 401k is all we got between us and the world. Just like I'm using the checking account for our budget. Whatever we got in there is all we got between us and the world. That's how I know that I don't spend no more than I do. Because if I do, I have to go to the savings account and get it somewhere. And that takes a little bit of effort on my part. That's that forced scarcity thing. That's how I know. And as of yet, we ain't had to do that. So, and it's the same way I'm doing my 401. That's that's all we got. That's the way we consider it. You know, I keep an eye on that other stuff. I check it, but I don't consider it as money that I can get. You know, it's kind of locked away. It's kind of insurance in case for some crazy reason I run out of money in my 401, which shouldn't happen by all rights. You know, especially when I'm able to roll it into a 401 next year. An IRA, and take out the amount that I actually need instead of taking out what they tell me I got to take out. Due to my plan rules, it's they take out a whole lot more than I need. So, you know, it's not like I'm trying to not to spend because I only have so much. We just don't have no need or desire to spend any more than we got right now, than we got coming in. You know, it's I don't know, man. It's I kind of use them accounts of as insurance, like I said, in case something happens. which, by all rights, by the time I get to Social Security age, I still should have some money in that account, unless I decide to keep pulling it out to at a large number like that to cut back on my RMDs. But to be honest with you, man, time I get to RMDs, you know, at the time I get there, it'll be 75 is going to be the limit. If they change it, and increase it, I mean, there's no telling what they're going to do in almost 20 years. Might not ever have the opportunity to hit the RMDs. So, it, or they might drop it. Say, hey, man, at 55, you got to start taking out that sucker. The U.S. government can do whatever the heck they want, man. They've proved that time and time again. So, there's just no telling what happened between now and then. Which I'll probably go ahead and empty that 401, because all I'm doing is shifting it from one account to the other. It's not like I'm actually using it, But, that's probably what eventually happened. By the time I get to Social Security, that 401 would be empty. It'd just be shifted to something else. And I've used what a little bit I need to live on until then. So it's not like we have the magic 7 numbers, figures or anything, But we are high enough in the 6 figures, man. I'm not concerned about running out of money. Because like I've said, I set it up to where I got enough to get me to Social Security. Once I take Social Security, that plus my pension should cover everything, what we need and want to do for the most part. Because if I was able to get it now, that's the way it would be. I wouldn't have to put on my 401 at all. It would cover that and more. So, but I don't know, man. It got me to thinking, and I figured I better come on here and say something about it, because I hadn't discussed anything about it. My 401, I ain't got but 3 funds in it. It's a 60-40. I got 40% in a stable value fund. It's not a stable value. It's not the name of it, but it acts the same way. It's just a bond fund is what it is. And it's where they try to keep your money at a stable line. Put 100 in there, they try to have 100 in there at the end of the year. They do give you about 2% interest on it. Then I got 40% in the S&P 500 fund. Then I got 40% in Vanguard Windsor fund. No, I got 20% in there. 40 in the stable, 40 in the 500, and 20 in the Windsor fund, right? I got that because I've always invested in it. I've invested in that for decades. And it's done well for me. As long as it does, I stayed with it. Next year, I'm going to shift that 20% into the 500 funds, what I'm going to do. And when I roll everything into the IRA, I'll have it's probably going to be about 70-30 split then, because I'm overweighted in cash. So, which I consider that bond fund as a cash fund. In my IRA, it's split in about 5 accounts, I think it is. But it's split the same way, 60-40. It's not the exact same funds, but it works about the same. That Windsor fund, I think, is I figured the Russell 1000 is the benchmark for that. And my brokerage account I started decades ago because dollar cost averaging, because I wanted to have some money that wasn't that I could get a hold of that wasn't tax deferred. That was decades ago. That was when kids were small. I started getting mutual funds in that, and now I got I think the only stock I still have in that is BP. I like BP. Got a good dividend, and it's it's going to be hard to do away with the oil companies. It just is. So, but anyways, man, I just wanted to talk about that. Maybe have people understand how I'm set up and why I do things the way I do. I'm concentrating on my 401k because that's what we're living off of. The other stuff's just sitting there, churning money for me. So far it has, anyways. And hopefully, the time I get to Social Security, there's going to be money left in my 401, and I'll still have that money on the side. that I haven't touched or even paid attention to. The cash is going to be like my emergency fund, or when the market goes down or whatever, I'll pull from that instead of pulling from my 401, which would be an IRA then. So I'm going to use it like a double bucket, or a barbell, or whatever you want to call it. And that's kind of the reason I got it set up like that. But anyways, man, y'all take care of yourselves out there, especially if you are in the path of that daggone storm, because it ain't playing around, Doc. So don't test it. And y'all enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk with you later.